Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Can you guys believe that I uploaded before the end of the year? The footage that you're watching right now is the past DVD content that I've uploaded before, and that's mainly because my computer doesn't have any save files. But anyways, to my international friends and my online friends, I hope you guys are doing well in different parts of the world. I wanted to talk about this game called Rant By Daylight that I gave like 3 years of my life to. For starters, I knew about this game way back in 2016 because I went to a friend's birthday party and it had just released at the time. Now, I didn't actually start playing it until 2019 on the PS4 and then transitioned to PC when I got my gaming laptop, which is when I started to take the game a little bit more seriously, to the point where I was watching content creators like Noob3, Otstarva, and Aaron, just to name a few. I even made videos and TikToks based on the game and kept up with almost every update and feature. At one point, I knew every single perk, I knew what they did, I knew how to combat almost every single killer, and those were the days, to be honest. I remember spending hours of my life, like 10, 12-hour days, doing nothing but playing Rant By Daylight because there was nothing else to do during COVID. Now, the game wasn't perfect, but it was definitely bearable, and it was still playable and enjoyable. We can argue about it being a killer-sided game or a survivor-sided game for hours, but I know for a fact when I played with my friends, even when we were losing, we were having a good time. Now, over the years, I think around 2022 or 2023, it felt like the updates were just making the game really, really bad. There were constant changes to the perks and killers as well, and it seemed like behavior just didn't seem to care about the actual game itself or its fan base. It got to the point where I feel like the game just focused on creating cosmetics and putting out new releases rather than fixing the core issues. The gameplay got really stale really quickly. Like, imagine getting into a match and losing within the first 30 seconds because a teammate killed themselves on the hook, and then we're just killing the next 20 minutes of the match because the killer still wants to play the game or doesn't want to kill everyone at once. The gameplay just became way too repetitive. Solo queuing was still playable back in 2020 because there were advantages to the survivor side that still made it so that maybe you can escape. But then with MMR going into the game, I feel like it just killed everything. Because why do I play 2-3 games with the highest level killers with teammates that don't know what they're doing? The gameplay just became really, really stale, to the point where you couldn't even play the game without having friends with you. Stuff like 2v8 should have been implemented back in 2020 or 2019. It's just stuff to switch it up. I feel like it came in way too late. Because I feel like a lot of veteran players just stopped playing Rant By Daylight overall for their own mental health or just found other games because they realized that the company behavior wasn't really going to do anything to fix the game and didn't really care about its current players because they were just more interested in bringing new players with their DLCs and so on. And don't get me wrong, I understand why they're doing this. At the end of the day, they also have to make money, and this is how they do it with DLCs and bringing new people in. But when you start bringing new people in, eventually those new people become veterans, and it just continues the loop again. Behavior doesn't really care, the veterans stop playing, and so on. Now, with the stale gameplay, you also get stale content creators. The content creators that post the same gameplay over and over again. It's all about queuing until you find the killer that doesn't know what they're doing and just looping them for 5 gens, doing whatever tech comes to mind. And it's all the same. I think Noob3 did really well, even when he wasn't uploading on YouTube, because his content was genuinely funny and actually edited with memes, and he was just relatable. He wasn't some guy who put in 10,000 hours doing whatever Insta 360s or doing some Z-Wall tech, this tech, that tech. He put effort into his content rather than dragging and dropping a 20-minute gameplay, chopping it up with loops, and then pressing upload. And don't get me started about the toxic community and the content creators behind it. I have never met a more toxic community other than K-pop fans and anime romance lovers who will tear you apart for having an opinion. Obviously, there are people who take it to an extreme and people who don't, but from what I've seen, Rant By Daylight is the most toxic gaming community out there, and the war will never end. It will always be killer versus survivor or survivor versus killer. It's too killer-sided, it's too survivor-sided, and so on. And you will have content creators that capitalize on this, which good for them, to be honest. But it just goes back to those rage bait creators that post drama alert style content where their job is to literally cause people to rage and get people mad. Kind of like Moist Critical, who will literally go on Twitter, get some relatable topic, and then make a 15-minute video about it. Like, I know this one YouTuber who was making videos debating if the game is too killer-sided and why is this, or if the game is too survivor-sided, and had people come on to discuss about this stuff. Oh, well, survivors have medkits and flashlights that they can bring, so why can't killers bring Moris and so on? And sure, it might be for creating discussion, but at its core, I feel like it just adds fuel to the flame. Now, I disliked this guy's videos, but still admired him because he understood the rage baiting. He knew what he was doing with his titles, he got the views, and he got the attention he wanted. Because it brings survivor mains like me and other survivor mains to his videos getting mad and so on, and then it brings killer mains to his videos and, you know, satisfies them and whatnot. People get to look at each other and laugh at them because some people are taking the game a little too seriously. And of course, it's going to bring him hate too, to the point where he got death threats and horrible things said about his wife and daughter, to the point where he had to literally stop because it was getting too far. Sucks to suck, doesn't it? He's a grown-ass person and completely understands why it happened to him. He literally made a video about why he had to stop making those kinds of videos. Like, you make rage bait videos arguing, pissing people off, these randoms online, and you will get the few randoms that will take it too far. Is it right? Definitely not. Did I see it coming? Of course. Props to him, though, for actually owning it and taking accountability, because in this video, he says that maybe he should have done X, Y, and Z, and he understands what led to all this stuff happening to him. Anyone that's been on the internet since 2011 days knows some people take it too far. And it's over what? A fucking game that has zero impact on real life? We can argue about survivors being overpowered, and I might agree with you, but that doesn't change the fact that you can't move on from a game that was made almost a decade ago, and your lifestyle still hasn't recovered from the COVID days. Who's really the problem here? But it's not just a game to some. I know it's not. I was one of those people that took this game way too seriously before I actually got a life. I was one of those people that posted the drama alert style video, literally clickbaiting, putting Otstarva in the thumbnail when he had nothing to do with the drama. I'm not any less guilty here. My point being is that it's all silly. The arguing back and forth, getting upset, and honestly, it's just too much. It doesn't have to be this way. I genuinely stopped playing the game and interacting with the community because I could see myself getting mad every 2 seconds when I played the game. Even when I took breaks from the game and tried to come back, it was the same thing, if not worse. Switching to single player games was like the best decision I made, and it kind of brought my love for gaming again. And even then, I tried to come back to Dead by Daylight, and it still was the same stale gameplay. I also looked back into the community, and it's the same. You have survivor mains complaining about X, Y, and Z, killer mains complaining about X, Y, and Z, and the cycle just never ends. It's been over 9 months since I uploaded, so why make a video about a game that I stopped playing 2 to 3 years ago? Well, for one, it's my channel, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. And two, it's just to get it out of my system. I genuinely loved playing this game. I liked the cat and mouse chase, the art style, friends that I made along the way, and it's sad to see a game you once loved slowly decay.